Well, yeah, and it seems like it's only the minus z because the minus y, it's the same readings as the minus y. Now, we haven't experimented to see if minus y is actually saying what it should, but the highs and lows of the battery voltage, it's only, well, we don't know if it's temperature or not because we can't run anything to compare it yet. We need to run that to find out, huh?
I can tell you that the temperature is not describable.
The temperature is not what?
Frozen, the technical term.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if that we had like a little bit of a packet loss or whether you actually said that. That's why.
No. I mean, I can reproduce the voltage, min and max being the same for whatever the heck it was, minus v and minus x. Was it? I can reproduce that, but the temperatures were different.
Okay. So, yeah, we got about 3 weeks. So that's why I'm thinking if we almost lose, you got to figure that we're going to lose at least half of this week if we work on the software. And then we want to be able to test it to death. So that means that the availability of people becomes more critical if you change something. So I'm just thinking out loud about how much time we have. It seems like we have more time, but it's really not that much more time. You know? What do you think, Eric?
Well, I'm thinking if you wanted to do, the only reason you don't want to do the DITL now is to get through the deployment step, right? You have to send it back to Bob to retie the antennas and stuff, and that's going to be a couple of days there. If you wanted to do the DITL tonight, only through step 20 and don't deploy the antennas, and then give Burns tomorrow to look into the problem and see how extensive he thinks it is, you could come back tomorrow night and finish the DITL from step 21 on, couldn't you?
If you were not going to change software.
If you're not going to change software. If you are, and he's found something that's conclusive and you can show he can fix it easily, then you cease that, fix the software, and start all over again with the DITL. But you haven't deployed the antennas, so you save the 2 or 3 days shipping for Bob and back.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything at all if we decide not to do it tonight because it would be better to do it continuously rather than to do it and sit another hour and wait for them to deploy the second time, you know?
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, the second hour.
So I would just say if we decide we're going to redo the software, we wave it off tonight, we wait till we get the new software. We load the software, we do the FMST1 again because it is our only look at that new software because the antennas are stowed, and then we'd have to do the DITL, and then if we find something else later that was wrong, that it turns out that the new software is bad, then we've got our only alternative is to fall back to the current version and to have Bob retie the antennas.
Yep, that's the worst case.
Yeah. Eric, I'm kind of going with Jerry, especially given the fact that any time that I have to work on this today and tomorrow is going to be rushed.
That's right, you've got the grandkids sleeping over, haven't you?
What's that?
You got the grandkids sleeping over.
Yeah. So it's going to be late at night when I'm sleepy, or trying to squeeze things into a time, and that's not good. That doesn't work well with fixing software bugs.
I appreciate that, Burns, because that's something I'm always cautioning Bob about because he's usually the last one to get it with one day to put it together for us, you know, is take your time and make sure you do it right. Do not try to push it because it costs us much more if we make a mistake, you know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like, if we look at it right now, the possibility is that the minus Z and the minus Y battery voltage minimum and maximum, right, are both malfunctioning. It could also be that the minus Z or that only the minus Z is malfunctioning and simply duplicating the minus Y. So there's that. It's one of those two scenarios right now. We could deduce which one it is with further testing once we do, once we get past DITL, because we can start shining a light on it and looking at Fox-1 and things to see what kind of numbers we're getting, right?
Yeah, I can tell you almost surely, Jerry, that it's a duplicate and that one of them is okay.
Well, would you say that because we saw, we being me, of course, that minus z when it was down on the table was reading 0007, but that was never the minimum, it's probably duplicating minus y?
That seems very logical to me. I hadn't thought of that, yeah, and I wasn't able to try that here. All I know is that when it was 0, they were both 0, and when it was positive, they were both the same positive.
Okay. Let me, so should we, I don't have, so yeah, then the question is, do we have a problem with that? The lowest voltage off the minus Z panel, what was the lowest voltage ever, is not really a real important number. The highest is probably a little bit more interesting. But I mean, if we can see the real-time voltage and it looks good, then there's really almost no need for the other ones, right?
On AO 85, the min and max has just not been all that important, except in a few. Oh my God, what's going on there, cases?
Right.
So if you have the real time, you can live with that.
We also have the real-time archived on the server to the extent that it's heard from, so that we can always pull those numbers out and say what has been the range.
Yep. Yeah. Chris could do a little routine to just pull that calculator.
Yeah, if you ever showed up.
I said he was gone. They say he was gone for 10 days. Was that Chris?
I don't know. I'm just playing anyway. So
That was Jonathan.
Was Jonathan, yeah.
yeah, Jonathan.
Well, I like your idea about running the DITL, and after you've got, assuming that's all okay and everything's good, you got deployed antennas, and you got a box before you send it back to Bob to troubleshoot the XY problem a little further, and then Burns just works that offline, and we put that solution, whatever it is, in our pocket for the 1 Echo, version 5.
Yeah, because it's. Would you say if it's there, it's in C and D as well, Burns?
I think it's pretty likely.
And that was always one of the PITA was that test where it says, okay, reset all the values and now compare the highs and the lows and see if they look right. Well, there's a dozen numbers and you got to scroll 3 times, right? So the doesn't look right is pretty subjective.
For sure. Eric, by the way, it's much easier for me just to work with my system here because I can inject voltages into into the A to D converter and just poke with it without you don't have to do anything on the flight model to any experimentation.
Okay. So you don't need the illuminated solar panels or anything?
No. I mean, you might want to do that for other purposes.
Yeah.
Just to make sure the damn things are working.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're concluding that the real-time readings are adequate, and we can live with that as we have in the previous birds, then why bother to risk the fix right now? Complete the DITL, get a good cube in the barn, if you will.
Yeah.
And then you take your time to look into that problem offline in preparation for D5 1 Echo.
Yeah, right. Yes, I would like to try it and see whether. No, we know it's not doing this.
Including that the real time.
So
is that right? A is okay?
I think so. I think we would have done it.
Wasn't there one solar panel we weren't getting readings out of for A?
for A.
I think so.
Which solar panel was it? I missed the question because I had a little background.
I thought you had one temperature sensor, and I thought it was a solar panel in A that never did work.
I don't remember right offhand.
Or was crossed up with something. There were two readings that were coming together or something. You knew it was a known fault. You blew it.
Yeah, that's the RF temp and voltage. I don't remember what they're.
Okay. All right. So it's the RF side. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of.
Hang on, I happen to have telemetry right here. So it's the voltage, right?
Yeah, the RFPA and the temperature are crossed up or something like that, right?
Yeah. But what is the which are the two channels that are identical? It's minus Z and what?
It's minus Y.
Oh, you mean on the current one? I'm sorry, yes, minus Z minus Y.
They are certainly not on A. I'm looking at data I captured at 5 o'clock tonight.
So that means something else is affecting it.
Wait a minute, 0, a min and max. Hang on. Ooh. Uh-oh. You know what?
Good.
Oh crap.
Same.
Yes, I was looking at real time. The min and max are the same for minus Y and minus Z. I only have one example, but
Okay, that's good. So it's consistent anyway.
good.
Deterministic somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, between A and CG, there were some changes because we switched from the PSU to the MPPT. But I wouldn't have thought it would be here, but well, you never know. Yep. Yep. Okay. That's annoying. Well, all the more reason not to fix it.
Yep. That's my feeling. Live with it one more round.
Yeah.
Get it on one echo.
We'll do the democratic process then. All in favor of not changing it? Raise your hand.
Although I got to turn my camera on.
I'm not even going to bother. I'll just say yes.
Yeah, I think that it is not compelling enough to try to fix it to take the risk. That's all. You know, even if you said, "Oh, I see it. It's one line of code," I still would have had this discussion because you know how skeptical I am about that. And that's not so much from what you've done, but so many times that I've been bitten by other major industry stuff based on that.
Software is not lit. I mean, you tend to think that for every 10 bugs you fix, you introduced 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, and besides, we've still got to launch C and see if you're worth a shit or not, because we've got that one to find out how that's going to work in space, right?
Yeah, right. Speaking of last-minute fixes, oh my God.
I'm going to go live. I got to go get the cameras, though, and we should go ahead. If you got time now, it'll take us, it's almost 10 o'clock your time, right?
Yeah.
It'll take an hour and a half probably to do this, right?
Yeah.
That's well.
Let me go grab my cameras. You can think about it, and at least I'll have them in here. I'll be back. And the thing's on, so no swearing. And I'll just turn the phone down a little bit. So there. All right, I'll be back. sorry, I got a satellite. Hey!
I think you put on that would have been ideal, because I don't know that we could induce a lot of experiment failures even if the stack was open.
Yeah, the time to catch that and enable that, I think, would be much earlier in the build process.
Whoa! Got some dead batteries in the camera here. So did you decide, do we have time to do this?
I think Vern's going to pass out before we're done.
You want to do it just the two of us?
Well, like you said earlier, it's really more of an advantage to the three of us, right? And you two have a dialogue that's much more efficient as I record things. Or we could do up to step 20 and then Burns goes to bed and we wait the extra hour or whatever.
Well, if we're going to do up to step 20 and he's going to be here, I don't see any reason not to just complete it.
Yeah, that's what I said, but you and I completed and he's gone to bed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The recording every 5 minutes, you know, if he's here for it, that's great. But the numbers can, a lot of them can be deduced from the video if we miss something.
Yep.
And the most important ones are the ones that I just call out when we have antenna deploys plus transmission. So, you know, as long as you get those, it's kind of...
Yep, and you captured those on the video too.
If we get this over with tonight, then say tomorrow, the rest of the week we could do the other FMSTs, and then we could have about 2 weeks of the thing running, and I'll be able to take it out in the sun, I'll be able to put it up in the attic and test it from around town, you know, and make sure that the radio sounds good. You know, there's a lot more opportunity. The sooner we get it done, the sooner we can give it a little bit of burn-in and find out if there's anything else working.
Yep, okay.
All right, I'm going to grab batteries, I'll grab that. Burns is a stick far in.
So which DITL is the correct one?
I'm looking at 2.2. And that's the last one we gave to Liam with the changes. But I found another mistake that we did not correct, so I'd like to go through this and submit a 2.3. The date is 15 July.
Okay, I've got it. Do you know how to, you know, consolidate all of the, you know, not show the new crossouts and all that sort of stuff? I'm not going to write, I just want to be able to read it more easily. Some tools?
What are you talking about?
Well, when I bring up this document,
Yeah.
I get all of the changes, you know, like new stuff.
Oh, the markup stuff.
Yeah, markup.
Yeah. Okay. Go to the top where it says review.
Okay.
Oops. I'm sorry. I'm on an Excel sheet. Just a minute. Let me get the.
Here's, I got right here.
Yeah, I got the wrong one up.
Oh, how about final rather than final showing markup?
Right. It'll either say final or final no markup. Excel and Word are different in that regard.
Okay. I got
Final
it.
should get rid of all the markup. Now you may still have some comments there if there are comments. Sometimes you have to delete all comments separately from that.
Okay.
I'm back. All right, I invited the general public. To witness this great event.
You actually say something now?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yes, I heard that.
And I'm beautiful.
We could debate that.
That was a takeoff of the old Black and Beautiful way back when.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Before Bearing Hill.
I got to dump off all of the previous DITL, so give me a second while I download that for posterity. Let's see, where is it here? It says, wow, it was pretty full up too. All right, they're importing. You guys got the DITL.
Yeah, we're on version 2.2.
You are going to record, Eric, correct?
Yep, I'll record.
Okay. You should fix those fonts so we can actually record in the columns.
I'm setting up cameras in the meantime here so that we can. I noticed on the last run that if I did certain things, I got in the way of the camera and it would block the view of the PC screen with the clock and all that stuff for a second. So I'm going to try a different camera angle here to see if I can eliminate that problem. Fortunately, since I had two cameras going, I was able to pull out the information that we needed, although it never got used.
You want to avoid using the Foxcam, Jerry, because of your network issues?
No, what I've done is the network issues happen largely when I'm doing the streaming. And so I put it over onto its own little device.
Okay. So may I take out the bird on the camera?
Give me 1 second here. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah, we got a little situation here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the document online and I'm trying to understand your comment about fixing the font so we can fill in the data.
Oh, well, if I go into the time column,
Yeah.
the font that it wants to put there, I can put about 1 or 2 characters.
Oh, I see. Okay, good comment. Yep. Yeah, the default is too big. I never use that. I print it out and copy it by hand.
Yeah.
And then when I put it back in, I adjust the font to whatever I need to fit everything.
Not only big, but
Oh, you're right. I can see it. Well, it's the freestyle script. It's the old script, light blue, that you guys used evidently from time immemorial.
oh,
Put that in it. I just gave that up on the FMST1 and pre-eyed it earlier tonight. I went back to good old aerial block on
Yeah.
12, which fits nicely. So I could default that whole thing to that.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, another thing that YouTube keeps buggering me too.
Say that to our esteemed YouTube listeners.
Not the listeners, just YouTube. The address for the streaming changes depending on how busy their server is, I guess. And so I have to, because I've got that routed specifically to keep it away from keep it off of my local network. and I'm routing it through my cell phone Wi-Fi thing, you know. But if it changes, I have to put another routing in the routing table because they change IP addresses. They hop around. So.
OMG.
OMG, huh? That's a good one. So, if I mount this over here, I took the camera, the GoPro, on vacation and wore it on my headband for a couple of different activities that we did, and it was like totally cool. We did some river rafting, and we went down in a mine 1,000 feet down. It's a darn good camera for just getting video without having to stand there and try to shoot video, you know.
Oh, this is Colorado vacation.
Yep.
I had one on my whitewater raft. Alright. That would have been cool.
Should have had one for all the 50s cars in Cuba.
Yeah, it's not so interesting. There's some photos, but not lots of photos.
Yeah, when did you go to Cuba?
End of June.
I'm almost set up here.
I mean, you know, they're not anything wonderful. They're just stuff that's cobbled together because that's what they had to do.
And you could have brought Jerry a cigar.
Cigar?
You don't want to encourage him if he smokes cigars. Oh my gosh.
The
I'd bring him a mojito.
a mojito, is that what you said?
Sí. Una mojito, por favor. Actually, it's probably masculine. Un mojito, por favor.
I've heard of it. What is it? Can't think of it.
What is it?
What is it? Can you tell me in public?
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're asking.
What's a mojito?
Oh, it's a drink consisting of rum, sugar, and that's mostly what it is, but it's, shaken with bruised mint leaves.
Bruised mint leaves.
Sometimes they use a mortar and pestle, and sometimes it's just kind of shaken with it.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. Well, that's why I recognize it. Sarah had one. I don't drink, so I knew it was familiar, but I couldn't figure out why. Right? So that's.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if this dumb thing is done downloading here. No, because we shot so many videos. It's on 9 out of 10. So we need, for the setup, we need, of course, the hack RF, right? With SDR sharp, true?
I am looking.
Yeah, I'm filling in table 1.
Table 1 hardware, yes. Signed in and notes with an SDR receiver, so yes.
We need a serial number.
Of
Says the SDR receiver make and model. You got the hack RF. It says serial number.
yeah, we decided that I can't find one on it, so just take that out of there, or whatever you want to do.
Yep.
And I've got it set for whatever that said that the bandwidth that it wants, because I know how to do that, and I just did it, but I don't remember the number.
Yeah, we had a resolution bandwidth of 10 kilohertz. The span was 192 kilohertz.
That was it.
That's a maximum resolution bandwidth of 10 kilohertz. And a minimum 192 kilohertz span.
Roger? you can say check.
So are we beginning?
In a minute. I'm still trying to clear the camera of all of the, because it took up almost all the memory of the stuff that we recorded before. Also trying the camera in a new position here so I can hopefully avoid, like I said, that we're unable to see some of the stuff going on the PC when I decided I got tired of sitting and stood up instead. How rude of me. So I'm looking for a good place to mount the thing. If anybody's tuned in on YouTube there. Hello. Actually, the place that I originally had it is the best place to put it. To see the antennas deploy. So I'll just have to make sure I don't stand in front of it like I did last time. Lesson learned, so I can probably avoid that this time.
Okay, I got a picture. What am I looking at? A wet blanket?
Yes.
So that's the towel. The towel you threw over the vehicle, okay.
Yeah, I always throw a towel over it. Help keep it from, who knows, getting any junk on it, right?
And I'm looking for cat hair.
And then if I do this, I can see right down to the bottom of the, where the antenna is going to deploy there, and I can also see the whole monitor, so that's a good spot for that. Alright, the GoPro is ready to GoPro. And the stuff's done downloading from the other camera, so let's get rid of that. And we'll put it back in here. We're going to rock and roll. Alright, we have backup camera in position here. Excellent. Now for the fun part. Still getting really terrible rates over there, huh? Yeah, I need a better PC, that's all.
Internet connection.
No, what it is that I got so much stuff running that with the video encoding, it's really pushing the processor. Here's what happened, you know, the motherboard on Zelina had a problem, and I had to send it back. And after a little research and stuff, I figured it would take 3 to 4 weeks to get it back. I said, I cannot live without the PC for that long, so I bought another one. And figured that I can either sell the one when I get it back or just use it maybe in another PC. And that's where I got the idea that maybe I'll just replace the processor in Chloe here so that it's not such a hot one in the first place, because I'm already up to 79 degrees in here. And then, but it also will smoke this 10-year-old processor as far as speed. All right, I got the clip on. Like I said, it is just darn hot in here. I let it creep up on me. So I'm going to have to do one more thing before we start, and that is take off my pants.
Oh, that's great for you too.
Yeah, actually just my shoes. Should have worn shorts.
Latest reality TV show.
Yeah, really. It's the AMSAT Kardashians. What's that show? Something about Naked in the Wild or something like that.
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, Naked in a Day in the Life, right?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. We don't want to contaminate the satellite, so we take all our clothes off, right? Don't be afraid. We're just talking. That won't really happen. We just lost all of our viewership right there. All right. I think we're ready to commence. What should we do?
Finish filling out table 1.
Okay.
A couple of serial numbers. Flight unit serial number.
Yes. I'm going to have to plug it in and turn it on to find out. Then do another pre-flight init. What the heck was the serial number? Anybody remember?
12?
What did we have last time?
Yeah, it's like, it's 11 or 12, one or the other.
Yeah.
I think it's 12. I was looking it up too.
Actually, I think it's 11. What's that in table 1? It says 12 here.
I think we swapped them for, oh yeah, 11 is the one that threw up the deploy transistor.
11 was for, yeah, okay. And that last one we did was when? July, yeah, I just looked at the serial number and I can't remember what it is, right? So that's just stupid. July 15th, right? Nope, July 25th is when we ran it. So yeah, 12 is correct.
Okay, 12 it is. How about the UBT serial number? Any such thing?
Serial number 1.
Serial number 1. But there are only 2 and 3.
I'm sorry, what did you say about 2 and 3?
How many are there?
2.
must have number 3 here in the Fox stand that I built.
I'll give you that.
What's the different model number?
Yep, that's true.
Have one, it's called a USB cable. Anyway,
What next?
step 1, wear ESD protective gear.
Check.
Ensure the RBF pin is inserted and the deployment switches are not depressed.
They're not depressed. Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
All right. Hang on while I do that. I'm not depressing the deployment switches, and the RBF pin is inserted.
Okay? Attach the umbilical cable to the CubeSat.
Let me skip step 3.
Excuse me. Ensure that the deployables are properly restrained. Got a check, Jerry?
I'm ensuring it.
Okay.
The deployables are properly restrained.
Good. Step 4, attach the umbilical to the CubeSat.
Check.
Step 5, connect the multimeter to the battery umbilical line to ensure sufficient battery charge for test. And we are to right now set battery voltage.
Set battery voltage is 4.08.
Sounds good. Step 6, disconnect the multimeter from the battery line and verify that the deploy LED is not lit. The deploy warning beeper is silent.
Check.
Okay, so the deploy LED state is off, the warning beeper state is silent. Okay. Next step, disconnect the umbilical.
Check.
Enable the SDR waterfall and configure to monitor to the center frequency of 145/960, etc. $145,960.
Okay, the waterfall, yes, that is set.
Okay. Take a photo of the receive and transmit antennas in their stood state. That's figure 1. And then take a photo of the waterfall screen showing there are no transmissions. That's figure 2.
Let me get my cell phone so I can do that.
You need cell phone in the list of materials. Okay.
Well, I can grab the GoPro, but since I have it
Okay.
cemented down, I figured it was easier to use the cell phone.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of the receive antenna in the stowed state.
Yeah, I guess you can't get both receive and transmit in the same picture, can you?
It's true, without using a mirror or something, huh? That was the receive. I can't win. This is the transmit. Focus. Okay, receive and transmit, and then the waterfall, right?
Yep.
And I will just do a screen grab of that. 2. I gotta restart it. The thing lost continuity there. So give me 1 sec. I can't keep up with it. Well, it's certainly off in La La Land somewhere there. There we go. And a screenshot. Yes. What step was that?
Sorry, what's the question?
What step was that?
9.
Thank you. And I'll put this in here, I guess. Okay, got that.
Okay, so I should read the next few steps before you do them. Ready to listen?
I am ready.
Start the video camera to record the view of both deployment switches and the LED. Hold the switches down and remove the RBF pin. Wait 150 seconds. Make sure the LED is not lit and it's not beeping. After that time, release the plus X minus Y deployment switch. Leave it released for 150 seconds. And then depress it again. Verify that the LED is still extinguished and replace the RBS pin.
How many seconds?
150.
All right, let's go one more time.
Okay? Start the video camera to record the view of both deployment switches and the display LED. And hold down the deployment switches and remove the RBF pin. And I will time that for 150 seconds when you call to me.
All right, I'm setting up the video camera. And we're probably going to want to position it like this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and move the video camera in a little bit closer because that's a long ways away. It's kind of a small image, so this will be much better. Put that there, put this here. We can see the RBF and we can see the deploy switches. Everybody's happy. Especially Liam. I want Liam to be happy.
Hey,
It would be nice if I had like something to help the background so you can see those deploy switches a little bit better against the background that we have here.
well, you're going to have your fingers there or not.
There. I think I'm happy with that. So, I'm going to depress the deploy switches.
Correct? And then pull the RDS and wait 150 seconds.
And then put it back.
Nope. Next thing you're going to do is release plus X minus Y deployment switch for another 150 seconds.
Oh yeah, this is the arm breaker. Okay.
Stay mark when you pull it.
I'm filming. I'll do it in 15 seconds. It'll be 21:33 and a half here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pull.
Okay, so we are waiting 2.5 minutes.
For a really long time.
Now, and at that time, you're going to verify the LED and beeper state. Make sure that they are off and silent.
Okay.
And then release plus X minus Y for 150 seconds.
YouTube's killing me.
One minute. Two minutes, 30 seconds to go.
And then I'm going to release the plus X minus Y.
Yeah, the critical, well, at 150, check the states first,
And then we'll do the
rotate
release.
them a little bit later.
Roger that. Then in 5 seconds here, I will check the state
Yep.
now, which is that the LED is off and the beeper is off. when I moved my keys in my pocket, made a click, and it freaked me out.
Oh dear. Okay, so you're ready to release, what is it, plus X minus Y? Yes.
And that'll be for 150.
Right, give me a mark.
4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
Seconds mark.
Roger. The plunger is released. I'm showing that on the video because the way I'm resting my hand on the satellite, because you have no 3D with a picture,
Yeah.
it almost looks like you could think that my finger's on the plunger because the camera over here is shooting at about the same level as the plunger. So,
Right. 120 seconds mark.
and then after I do this, I will reinsert the RBF after 150, after we confirm that the lights are not on.
At 150, you can put your finger back on the other one, and then check that the lights are on, and then replace RBF.
Good, because my thumb's getting really tired.
Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1, check. So you press the other button, and
The other button, the plus X minus Y is again depressed. There is no light, there is no beep. I'm going to replace the RBF. The RBF is replaced. Video stop.
you don't have to restop it. Actually, you can continue on.
Because we're going to do the same thing with the other one.
That is correct.
150 seconds of both. 150 seconds with the minus X plus Y released, correct?
With minus X plus Y, yes. Exactly, yes. It's exactly the same thing, but with the other.
Or as we like to say, the same thing, only different.
Yep, that's it.
All right, give me 1 second. I need a drink of water. I mean, that just... Whew. That plus the 79.9 degrees in here. I should have switched to shorts before we started. Darn it.
Everybody in Texas wears shorts.
Well, it's been cool and rainy. I mean, it's been in the 70s. That's cold.
Oh,
And the air conditioning actually had it down to about 74 in here before we started all this. All right, I guess I'm ready for another round. I got the YouTube to finally stream decently too, I think. It was changing IP about every second. Kind of IP'd me off, you know. All right, both switches are depressed.
yes, this is step 14, and remove RDF. And give me a mark.
Roger that. I'm going to reposition the satellite slightly so that when I do this, I can have a decent way to rest my finger on that. for a minute and a half. It would really be nice if I could use 2 fingers, you know, except then I can't pull the RBF pin.
Hey, RBF to the cat scale and clap your hands at it.
Yeah, I think I'll try it like this. I'll use my pinky as the depressant. Okay, I'm ready. We'll do it in 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Does it say anything in it about the video having to be able to see the clock?
It does not say that.
Good, so I can record our call-outs of the time. Because if I get a good shot of the satellite, I can't have the clock in the same picture, you know. So.
Yep.
This proves that the deploy switches, which I discussed in my video the other day, will keep the satellite turned off in the P-pod when the RBF pin is removed. It also shows that the independent deploy switches are both fail-safe, so that if either one of them opens, which is what I'm going to do here in a moment, even with one of them open, the satellite still does not energize.
65 seconds.
So I'm holding my fingers on the deploy switches here. And then after 150 seconds, which is the timing, the deploy switches actually time out after 120 seconds each, so we give it 150 seconds just to make sure. I will release the -x plus y in about a minute, right?
Yes. Coming up on 120 seconds.
Mark.
Mark.
If I played piano, this probably wouldn't be so painful.
So at 150, you are going to verify that the LEDs and the display beepers are not lit and silent.
Copy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark.
No LED, no beeper.
Okay.
So
Release -x and plus y with a mark at your discretion.
okay, we'll do it at the top of the minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. We'll tilt that toward the camera so that the video can see that the switch is released.
coming up on 120 seconds. Mark. So at 150, you can depress the switch before you check and then replace the RBF pin.
Roger that. I got 150 marked. I do not hear a beeper. I do not see an LED. So I'm going to reinsert the RBF pin.
Right.
Done.
Now you may stop the video camera and reposition the CubeSat to allow clearance for deployment.
Oh boy, here we go with the deployment. This is so exciting, I must say. So, while we set that up, I have to take the CubeSat and I have to position it so that the RBF pin is up. Do we do any more deploy switch stuff, or is this purely pull it and run?
No, we do the bounce test.
Ah, okay. I want to make sure that I have it where I can do that as well as not blocking the video camera, so thank you. I need 12 and 19 inches, there we go, of clearance. Get this set on the edge of the table nicely so that, oops. Eric's awful quiet. This is awesome, isn't it?
You mean it's awesome when Eric's quiet?
No, I meant you were awed by what's going on. But what are you tuning up?
No, that was actually an email from Alan.
Sounded like a little mouth harmonica.
It does, doesn't it?
Give the key thing. La. Okay.
Alan says the. No, I guess I won't say anything.
Tell me. Is it about the video?
No.
I did, like I said, I was chasing YouTube all over the stupid place, and I think I finally got it. So, you know what I'm going to do for some of this? Do we need the clock for the, do we need the clock in the video for the bounce test?
Let me just see if it says. It's not saying to run the video at all, actually.
Well then, but I will. Because it seems to me that we should have some record of it. What do you think? So run through the bounce test for me real quick, then maybe we'll take a pee break and then hit it.
Okay. Hold down both deployment switches, remove RBF pin. Wait 120 seconds. Verify that the LED is not lit, the warning beeper is silent. And then simultaneously release both deploy switches. Wait 60 seconds. At the 60-second mark, simultaneously release both deploy switches, so they're pressed for a duration of no more than 1/2 second.
Okay. So, let me see this. We're going to do the 120 seconds for the timeout of the deploy switches. I'm going to release it for 60 seconds, then give it the bounce. Correct?
I'm sorry, I was looking ahead. Where it talks about stopping the video camera, but I don't see about starting the video camera. So as long as you're starting it anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll start.
120 with the deploy switches down, then release them, wait 60 seconds, bounce it, and then record when the deploy LED actually lights.
Really? And then that's the point we start the every 5 minutes, correct?
Once every 5 minutes from the time of release of both deploy switches.
Not the time of the bounce.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's T0 on step 22.
Yep, right.
So clarify me on that just for the counting so that I know, because I have to take the screenshots. It's every 5 minutes after I do the bounce. The bounce is supposed to reset, right? And we want to record every 5 minutes from that bounce, from that reset, i.e. the P-pod deploy, whether or not anything happened for up to 45 minutes and beyond. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do this then. Take 5 or less, whatever it takes, and then we'll come back and we'll do the deploy. Cool? You're very quiet.
Okay with me?
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break, then we'll come back and we'll do the P-pod release from the P-pod and start the timer and do the watch the deployment of the antennas and the transmission. Out.
Given that the deploy is nearly an hour later.
Nearly. Yep, that's why it's a good time to take a break. Here I go.
Eric, you still there?
Roger.
Do you have a clock to back up Jerry's clock?
Yeah, I'm using that.
Which I will leave before the whole thing is over.
Yeah, I've been using my PC clock.
Okay, good.
I wrote down someplace a time adjustment if I want to change it to CDT and whatever he's doing.
Right. Good.
You're using your stopwatch?
Yeah.
That's really easier. He thinks.
Yeah. It's pretty easy. Got a lap timer, which is sometimes useful, but not always.
So when he pulls the next RBF pin, he'll give us a mark, and we'll add 2 minutes to that. Verify it's not lit. And at the end of those 2 minutes, he releases both switches.
Yeah.
And he waits 60 seconds with them released. Hits it again briefly for less the T0 time. That's the start time.
Yeah.
And then step 23, the mistake is the middle paragraph. If the deploy LED lights or the deploy warning beeper begins before 110 seconds, that should be 115 seconds. To agree with the second paragraph.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's the one I missed when we passed this version 2.2 to Liam. So I'll put that in here this time. The last test we were barely making those numbers, it really didn't matter, but just to be consistent. And T0 is why I added the footnote on table 2 at the bottom. All those elapsed time should be relative to T0 after the reset.
Yeah, it's not very clear the first time we did this.
Yep, no, it wasn't. I tried to make it clear this time. What got me was I didn't think it would reset. The 60 seconds wouldn't make any difference, but it's not true because when it bounces, that RC time constant changes from that big thing to a small one, and it will discharge that gate capacitor pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it is valid, and Liam saw all that evidently when he was questioning this, so good catch by him.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting when you chase down that minus Z minus Y, same max min numbers. Sounds like it's always been there.
I am totally annoyed about that, too.
But we, as I understand it, we did not have the ability to recognize that earlier because of some other things, or?
No, I think we had the ability, we just didn't. The test really wasn't very good for.
Yeah. Well, as Jerry says, the necessity to slip back and forth and look at the earlier numbers and stuff, that's hard.
Well, yeah, and I think we really should have had more tests written up, really, because this would have been very easy. It's very easy to do on my little board here, where I have a visual voltage going into the AC converter, and I can tweak it all I want.
Is that something you built uniquely, or is that a breakout board capability?
It's actually the IHU simulator that I have wired to the breakout board. So yeah, let's just assume that I did.
Okay. So it's something you jury rigged up with the discovery board?
Did you say my name?
Yeah. No, it's not a discovery board really. It's I see. It's the thing that the discovery board fits onto, but I'm really just using the A to D converter on it.
By the way, the new IHU, the V4, is that just more memory?
More memory and bigger MRAM as well.
It is, okay.
Tastes great.
Yeah, bigger MRAM, more program memory, and more data memory.
Significantly more?
Yes. I don't remember the amount.
All right. So that's all good.
Yeah.
All right, because you're going to see a comment in the issues paper I put out to that effect.
You have an issue with that? Well, we won't discuss that here.
No, there's no issue. I just noted it, and I want to make sure it's correct.
Let me check my. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Are we on YouTube, Jerry?
We are. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah. Can you iTarget for a second, please?
All right, we're going to ITAR for a second. We'll be right back. Okay. So we have RadFxSat here positioned so that when the transmit antenna deploys, there's room over there, the receive antenna, so it doesn't hit the table too hard. We'll bounce off of this here rag, and we're going to video it. It takes us about an hour to do this whole process here. And I guess that's it. We're ready to roll. I wonder if anybody's actually watching. Let me check real quick. I know when I had the video was all slowed down, it probably made people not too happy, you know. Whoops. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anybody there right now, so.
I was dueling with you until I recognized you were controlling.
Oh, is that what was going on? Okay.
Yep.
Just zoom a little bit in.
Y'all positioned there too then?
Just trying to zoom just a bit.
You know what you can do is you can roll your mouse wheel.
Ah!
Or something like that, yeah.
It's good reading material.
What the hell are you reading?
It's reading something on your desk.
A way bit of it. Yeah, using the mouse scroll wheel, you should be able to zoom in a click at a time, if you will. Or out, of course.
Yeah, the trouble is it takes about 10 seconds before
Yeah.
you do it, before anything happens. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't I just get on it real quick and set it and see if
That would be
it's,
helpful. Yeah.
if it's something that you like, you know. And yeah, okay. What do you want to see? You want to see the satellite and the clock or whatever?
That would be good.
Hang on a second while I get the image to hold still. My arm's kind of in the way, but how's that?
That's pretty good.
Well, do you want to see the waterfall as well? Actually, it's there behind the... Yeah, you can see most of the waterfall here. You can't see the spectrum. Do you want to see the spectrum, or?
I think the clock's more important.
Okay, so you want more satellite and clock, or
Yeah.
more
Yeah, I
zoom?
think so.
More zoom to that. All right, zooming. Oops. There.
Is that okay, Birch?
I'm not seeing the clock, but don't worry about me. I'm leaving after step 23 anyway.
Okay, yeah, the clock's at kind of the top of the camera video frame.
I can see it fine.
Okay, yeah, I may just need to tweak my.
You have
Worry
to,
about.
you have to reformat your hard drive.
Yeah, that'll fix it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. So we're good. Ready to roll, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to hold the deploy switches, remove the RBF pin, wait 120 seconds, release the deploy switches for 60 seconds, bounce them for 1 second, at which point we make a mark and say that's the time we started, right?
That's it.
And then after about 117 seconds or so after the bounce is when the IHU should light up, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so because of that, if I start it at like 3 seconds after the minute, if we try to make a little gamble here, and then maybe it will pick up so that right on the minute, give or take, we can call that our 5 minutes. So if it's within a second of that, you know, a second or two of the top of the minute, I think we could go ahead and say that's our mark for the 5 minutes instead of having to try to remember whatever the hell seconds. What do you think?
Just do the stopwatch.
Just give us the mark.
Well, the thing about the stopwatch is that I'd have to hold it in front of the video camera the whole time, you know, so. The nice thing about having the clock here is that it's here. So.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the ultimate truth. Vern's got a stopwatch for the first few steps, and I'm using my PC timer, so that's 3 different times.
Yeah, and then I got to do all the actual depressing work, so I got to have my own clock that doesn't require my hands. So we're all over the place, right? All right, I'm rolling the video. You ready?
Okay, here.
Yep.
So I will at 22:11 in 3 seconds pull the RBF pin and wait 120 seconds. See, I'm blocking the stupid video camera already because I have to have my hand on the damn buttons. That just stinks. Let me try something else real quick. Let's see if I can put the video camera in a little bit different place and get it a little bit different angle so I can be doing that without blocking. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, and then oh, much better. Okay, so 22.
12:03.
Yeah, why not? I'm ready. Let's see, we did turn off the ITAR and we're live, right? Got some pretty good responses to the video I made the other day. Did you guys see it?
No.
I'll give a 5-second countdown. And then we're just rolling. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pin is out. It was actually 2. 12:02.
Yep.
Because I can't count. I made about a 20-minute video talking a bit about RadFxSat. And I just did it on the live YouTube because I figured that was easier for me to, you know, kind of like, you know, you're just sitting in here and I'm telling you about it, right? And then I don't have to do a bunch of editing. And it's pretty well received. Get a chance to share some stuff. Because you don't, you know, when we do a presentation, when we do Dayton or symposium or something, you can't say much in 20, 25 minutes. Here we go, Mark. That was 1 minute. So at 22:14:02, I will release the switches. Wait till 22:15:02 and bounce them. And then we're underway, correct?
For your release, just verify no LED and no buzzer.
Roger that, but I can do that while we're still counting the minutes. That fair? All right. Okay, we're coming up on 120 seconds, so I'll release them. I don't know if I can count it down this time, so how about if I do 2, 1? 3, 2, 1, released. Got to keep my hand in position for the bounce. I think we could start DITL at noon and we still wouldn't finish till midnight. Okay, getting ready for the bounce. Mark. Okay, we got the bounce. At about 22:15:03 is probably when I let go.
Roger.
Now we're just waiting. I don't hear any beeps, obviously, or see any LEDs, or I just had something so you can record that as nothing happened. So the first mark will be 22:20. So at least we got it on the fives. The first 5 minutes comes at 22:20.
Yeah, we want to listen to the buzzer though after 22:16:53.
Roger that. Where'd you get the 53?
1 minute and 15 seconds. Oops, wrong. My mistake.
That's okay. I think it comes out to be, I think you must have been thinking of 115 seconds or 118 or whatever.
10 seconds.
58, 16.
10 seconds to warning.
It's 120 seconds. Or are you warning us you're going to leave?
No, you're supposed to be getting the. You should have gotten the LED and buzzer on.
Mark it at 53. Did you copy that?
53 buzzer.
Yep.
Not only do you expect it, Jerry?
I expected it to be closer to 2 minutes. But I guess I forgot.
It was 125 seconds.
Well, in any case, it should have been close to the top of the hour because 120 seconds is 2 minutes. Top of the minute, I meant. Not at the 53 mark. That was actually a minute and 50 seconds.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But it probably varies slightly by battery voltage. And fact is, it's not a requirement to have the delay. It's just something that we have. So I was simply trying to shoot for the numbers so that it would be a lot easier to calculate when we think it's going to deploy. Now we got to work with 22:17 or 16 and 53 as the starting time.
So we're running now. We're warning and
We're warning, we're beeping, we are waiting.
Okay. And I am leaving. Exciting as it is to see that thing released, or not, I'll read about it in the morning.
Read about it in the papers. Thanks for being here, and especially to help talk through what we're going to do about the software.
Sure.
So have a good night.
Yep, thank you.
Good, Chris.
Hopefully this is the last time he'll read about it. Okay, I'm going to stop the video for a minute. After we do our 2220 screenshot,
Yeah, you're going to 2220 or you're going to have the 2220-02?
like I said, I'm just going to round it 5 minutes.
Yep.
What the hell?
2 seconds round.
If I can actually hit the screen grab at 02, but whatever.
Yep. So 2220 is the first 5-minute increment.
Yep. So I'm going to paste this in here and call it first 5 minutes. And I'm going to stop the video, like I said, because what I would like to do is turn off my Bluetooth on the camera to help save the battery for it. And then I'll turn the GoPro back on if something exciting happens. This process is, there's seemingly not that much to it, but there's a lot of things to coordinate that make it kind of interesting.
I can't see the clock on your screen. There it is. Good.
Yeah, I just realized I left the screenshot up there, so. So at 40 minutes, we'll want to record some more video. So 40 minutes would be, if that would be about 23:15 my time, right? No, I can't add either. 22:55.
Yes.
Much better with the shorts on.
So elapsed time since the deployment switches back at T0 for the 120 seconds or whatever, I got 150. Is that what you said?
You mean after minute 50 seconds after the deployment switches were released? Yeah. Give or take a second. Because it caught me off guard. I was expecting 2 minutes, like I said. So we can review the video and nail it down. I don't know if we'll hear the beep because it is rather quiet, but
Yeah, I just recorded the mark when you said mark, and I took that time off your clock and subtracted, and it came out 150.
the thing is, you're seeing my clock delayed.
Yes.
But you
I
heard
think
that,
it's 1 to 2 seconds.
because like if I give you a mark right now at 22, 23, and 30, I'll say mark.
Oh.
That's not too bad. And the mark will show up on the video as well, so we'll figure it out. Remind me to move my leg. I don't want any severed limbs because of the antenna deployment. Huh?
Oh yeah, Burns always reminds you of that. He's very conscious of that. You can take the GoPro with you to the emergency room.
To prove to him, really, this is really what happened.
Yeah.
That'll be
He
on
moved
it.
around and lacerated my leg.
The perils of satellite stuff. And we're getting ready for another screen grab, right?
Yep, 2225.
Got it? And you can record that, nothing happened.
Yep. No deployments, transmit, receive, or radio transmissions.
10 minutes. You know, last time the radio transmission was so strong, I'm thinking I'm going to undo the antenna. Because it just, you know, it was red all the way across the waterfall, right?
Yeah.
What maybe I'll do is I'll just stick a little paper clip in it or something so it's got a little bit of something on there. You know what? I could probably use one of our dummy loads. It should be able to receive the signal from a foot away. Pretty well, huh?
I would think so.
Just a little bit better than not having anything at all on the connector. Well, let's see. We have a new AMSAT member.
No. Lifetime?
It's kind of doubted. He looks kind of young. Tucker McGuire, Whiskey 4 Foxtrot Sierra. Got a certificate in the mail today. When I was young, I couldn't afford a lifetime membership. When I got old enough to afford it, I was going to outlive it.
Yeah.
So
I have a feeling.
I figured I'd just keep giving them the yearly. Steady flow of income that way. This is the part that I was talking about in the video, the RadFxSat tour, where we just sit here for 50 minutes waiting for the antennas to deploy. It's kind of quiet.
How long is the video you made?
20 minutes.
And what detail did you go into?
I just explained a bit about the flight configuration, what we're going to do, and then using the engineering model showed what's inside of it and kind of a little bit about how it goes together, and I don't know, I just make shit up as I went along. But I talked about some things that most people probably don't get a chance to see because they don't get to see the flight model, nor do they have the opportunity for you to stand there and talk to them for 20 minutes either. So it's under the youtube.com/c/n0jy. I titled it RadFxSat Tour.
Okay, I'll have to look that.
It's had over 100 views. I made it Saturday or Sunday, I forget, to tell you the truth. Getting close to the 2230.
Roger.
$22.30 and all's well. Did Burns say anything to you about the email? He said he got an email from Alan or something?
So you got one from Alan, but he didn't say what or anymore. He started to, and then he ceased transmission.
Yeah, I
For some reason.
thought he started to say something about the video, and that was, because I was having the video problems, but I don't know why he didn't continue if that's what it was.
No, you asked him, and he said it wasn't that, it was something else.
Must have just sent, well, I don't know. I don't see it on my cell phone. You didn't get it either, huh? So,
I don't think so. Let me look.
unless he sent it to one of the groups.
Nope.
Oh, remember that Whiskey 4 Foxtrot Sierra I told you about?
Yep.
His tweet name is Whiskey 4 Faux Show. So I was wrong. I apologize for the Foxtrot Sierra remark.
Okay.
Old school stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if I go
I
to...
didn't know.
I'm thinking that Alan's a member of the Fox Telem, so he might have said something in there. That we could all see. Otherwise, it would have been just a Burns.
Probably.
Some of the other missions, without saying too much since we're on video, had requirements, different time requirements for deploys. So there was a little bit more activity than waiting just for the 40 minutes to do the, the video of the 45-minute mark. This is kind of quiet. I'm glad you're a late night guy. We can get a lot done.
Yeah, I had the Red Sox game on, but they lost. They finally won.
Barry called me today and said he wanted to talk about something to do with CQC and also to let me know that guy was going to email about helping us in Florida. And he said he's on his way to Durango, Colorado to ride the Durango in Silverton. I said,
Yeah.
I was just there like 16 days ago doing the same thing. So it's like everybody's going out there. My cousin was there the week after we were, and now Barry's there the week after that. So it's kind of like some kind of mass exodus to ride the Durango in Silverton, I guess.
I can't believe the miles he puts on between Massachusetts and Florida regularly.
I can hardly stay married doing this. I can't see how he gets away with it.
He just goes back and forth and back and forth. He sent me an email the other day, said we're set for an AMSAT 2 talks at Foxborough this year, the New England ARL convention, but I don't know what he's got planned. He didn't ask for any help. He just sent it to Burns and me and informed us it was a go.
When is it?
September, oh no, February, yeah, September.
So September later?
September 9, 10, 11.
Ah. May not be a lot. I was thinking that there won't be anything happening that would be new news. Alan did send an email to Fox-1 about AO85 orbital decay. I'm waiting for my cell phone to download it because I have so many folders and emails from AMSAT stuff, you know. I'm going to do the 35-minute screenshot here in a moment. Keep me honest on those. I might forget. Mark, 22:35 and all is well. So that was the 20-minute.
Roger that.
Why won't the email come through? Come on. Maybe the, since I'm using my cell modem for the streaming, I finally beat YouTube here. I finally got lucky. I put in a route for anything 173.194, and because it kept hopping all over the stupid place. And I finally got it nailed down to be able to send it all through my cell modem and keep it off of the, you know, house stuff for the GoToMeeting and all that. $145.96. I got my scanner on so we can hear her as well. I guess I'll never see that email unless I open it up on screen. You got Fox-1, don't you?
No,
You're not on Fox-1, huh?
I don't think so, no. The list you mean, right?
Yeah.
No. I may be the only one I'm not on.
This is like really messing with me because I can't see the email and I really want to know what it's about. Let's see how the battery's doing on the back of the camera here. I'm shutting off the backup. It says it's only got 12 minutes left, so I'll roll it when we get down to about 45 to 50 minutes so that we make sure we have two cameras capturing everything. That's only got a 2 gig card in it. It's an older camera. So we could expect that since it started out 40, 42. So it was 15. It was 16:53, right? 10:16:53 was when the countdown started.
1663?
No, 10:16 and 53 seconds when I did the mark when the countdown started. Was that correct?
No, I got 22:15:03.
That's when I bounced the switches.
Right.
And then when the thing came alive was 16:53. It was, you know.
Correct. Yes, 22:16:53.
Okay, so if we add 50 minutes to that, it would be 22:06:53 plus a little bit more, so around 22:08. 53, 22:09, getting close to 22:10. Probably about when we're going to deploy. 23:10, sorry. But we got about another 30 minutes to anything too exciting happening.
You coming up on a screenshot?
Roger, thanks. Mark, 22:40 and all is well. That was 25 minutes, and remind me at 40 minutes after we do that shot, I'll engage the video camera again so we can record the 45-minute mark for Liam.
Oh yeah, that's his magic number.
Here we go. Alan is observing the apogee and perigee changes of AO85.
Yep.
And noting that the orbit is circularizing. Wow. The apogee's come down quite a bit. From 810 to 786.
Whoa.
And that's like in less than a year. That's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't have any experience with a CubeSat in orbit, so I don't know what normal would be. But that's what he wrote about. I guess if you're not on that list, I could forward it to you. If I have your email address in my phone, which is, just tell me what the heck it is.
EricMScoog@gmail.com.
No periods?
Doesn't matter. Periods or not, both work.
Oh, Gmail doesn't care, huh?
No, seems to forward both.
Alright, let me know if you get this. And then I will know that. Yeah, I don't have everybody's email address in there because like it would take me all year to enter them all. We're coming up, let's see, October 8th, that'll be a year. We should have some kind of celebration.
Yeah. Celebrate on the boat.
Damn.
He can throw you overboard.
It's kind of interesting because it'll be the day before the board of directors meeting, which is the 9th, right? And so we could kind of celebrate it there, I guess. Are you going?
I don't know.
You better. There, how's that for a threat?
Yeah.
I'm going to have them post a meeting, symposium. You know, when they have the list of meetings on the ship, I'm going to have them post one that you're not invited to.
Good.
the one memory last year, and I saw that when they put that on all the signs, and I thought that wasn't supposed to be there because we were doing, phase 4 was not as well. We hadn't told anybody about it, I don't think, very much about the design of it, right? So.
Yeah. No, I knew it was going on, but I didn't know that was in a meeting.
It was, yeah, so when, I said, I want to have a meeting, get me a room so we can have this meeting, and then they put it on the list of meetings, and I thought, oh, shit. I would never tell people to leave. That's always friendly. Hi, get the hell out.
So it was not just me, there were others?
Oh, yeah, it was. I was joking about a meeting that you're not invited to. There was only 5 of us that were supposed to be there, give or take, I forget, but it was Rincon, Virginia Tech, and a couple of us to talk about what we were going to do coming up on the 45. So, yeah, there were several other people that came in, and we had to ask them to leave. That's what I mean. I was a little bit shocked when I saw that. I was thinking, oh, crap. Okay, so that was the 30-minute mark. Looking good. All's well. Looks like I got a Skype message from there's a little discussion going on. I better not say it here. Drew's looking for new launch opportunities.
You sent me some nice comments on my message earlier today.
Yeah, I saw that. And I haven't read your thing from earlier today yet.
He puts out good stuff.
Well, it's good to include, and that's why, by the way, let's just see if we can get all those people, if they're not already, on the Fox-1 list or something, so that you don't keep getting bounced for too many addresses, and then you can just send it to Fox-1. I know he's on that. And then when he replied, of course, it replied all, so I had to approve his as well. So, but it's good to have, that's why I like it on the list, and getting more people involved, because there are people that have things to say that if you get too close group, you get groupthink, and then you get screwed, right?
Yeah, that's why I put all the names. I was too lazy to cross-check the names of the list.
Well, I can do that now that all the names are on there and let you know, so. Then maybe you only have to cut it down to, I think Bob's the only one who's not. So, but you can do a list and one other name, and it's happy, so. Bob doesn't want to be on all the lists because he really doesn't need to be that involved with all of the emails that we send. And I don't blame him.
Yeah, boy, he's a critical guy. Critical player in this process.
And he's
Very
still
important.
and he's still happy. That's good.
Was he involved in the prior spacecraft before the CubeSat Fox series?
Yes, if I have my facts correct, I know he worked on AO40, and he worked on AMSAT, and probably SuitSat. But I think AO40 was the first one, but that's that's a decade and a half ago. So, well, actually, the building of the damn thing's 3 decades old, practically, right? 2 anyway. Those would have been something to work on. I could actually have worked on those. I cannot work on one of these because I can barely see what's inside of them, much less, actually manipulate anything.
Well, that's right. I never did send you you that microscope information.
Yeah, if you think about it, do it. I'm right now till you pick up on some of this stuff. I don't have time for it anyway.
Yeah.
Remember when before I put the block up for the camera there, and you were looking all over the room here?
Yep.
That's what I'm supposed to have done in the last 3 years. You know, was make this place look like it should, and you can see how much of that gets done, right? I get done with this stuff, it's like, I'm going to play a game and go to bed. Screw it. But we got lots of satellites. It's so cool.
Yep. As you said, it's a production line.
It's better than busting your ass trying to search for launches. We got Spaceflight just sent us an email recently asking, you know, about a launch and said, you want to talk about an opportunity here.
5 seconds to mark.
Actually, that was Mark. 2250 and all is well. Your video must be getting behind a bit.
Yep, it is. Slipping further.
So that was 35 minutes. Well, like I said, when we do the 40, I'll turn on the video camera, and let me get that prepped up, I guess. I will also start the recording with the SDR Sharp. I don't have any idea how to tell SDR Sharp to record a file greater than 2 gigabytes. It really tweaks me. I can't seem to find any settings.
How long is 2 gigabytes good for?
Yeah, a couple minutes.
That's all.
Somewhere in the less than 5, I know that much. So when we have to do these crucial recordings, I'm dinking around with that, trying to keep that going, as well as HDSDR was happy doing it. There must be some kind of, you know, you can probably go and edit a config file or something, but now's not the time. Gabrielle, coming online here. Where's the picture? And with things like that, that's one of the things that Drew, you know, was discussing with Drew and Mark Hammond and Burns and I have a little chat thing going on Skype. But with these launch opportunities coming along, and we're at the end of the Fox series in a sense, but we did buy enough IHUs to make more. Our batteries are the rough spot. If I can get him to send me those, we might be able to pull a few more out of those. I think we could duplicate the rest of the stuff okay. But we need to start thinking about what else we can do for LEO. However, our resources are so darn tight because of the HEO stuff that's very resource intensive. So maybe just cranking out some more Foxes is the easiest way to go for right now till we see Phase 4B and CQC get firmed up, you know? Because they could theoretically go in, let me just say, the next few years. And so, you know, then then we could start getting into. We need to figure that out. That's why I was thinking that at Symposium would be a good place to be able to sit down, some of us, including you, and say, what the hell do we want to do next? What can we do? And a lot of it has to do with volunteers. Yes, volunteers, ladies and gentlemen, because it takes a lot of people to make this work. Or a few people who do it until they're so burnt out that they quit and you don't get much done. So if you got anything that you can do to help, like even sit here and record numbers of what we're doing here, you know, that helps a lot, because everything that goes into one of these things takes a lot of time and a lot of effort by several people. And the more people, the easier, because we are all volunteers and we all have life and everything that gets in there that you got to take care of. So the more people you have to do it, hey, if I can't do this tonight, maybe you can do it instead. Thank you. How's that for a plug?
Yep. End of commercial. 55 minutes coming up.
And that will be our 40-minute mark, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Camera on.
In a moment. Screenshot and I will start the GoPro. So we're recording for the 40 to 50 minute, well, actually it doesn't even have to go all the way to 50. I've got the SDR Sharp recording, and I'll go ahead and fire up the backup camera just in case all else fails, because you don't get to do it again. All right, we're all recording, so I'll stop them 47 minutes or something. Yeah, the SDR Sharp is at 1100 megabytes already, and it's got 40 seconds, 1200 megabytes, 40 seconds.
Wow.
So it gets about a minute.
Well, that's a lot of data.
You know why? Because of the hack RF, and actually the minimum samples I think you can set it for is 8 mega samples. So even though you're only displaying 192 kilohertz, it's recording 8 megahertz, right?
Yep.
That's why it's filling up so fast. Fortunately, hard drives are a lot cheaper than they used to be. I bought a 1.2 gigabyte SCSI drive in 1993 or 1994 for $1,170. I'll never forget that price.
Yeah.
It was, so what? It was like a buck a megabyte or something, right? $1,170 to get you some serious storage now.
Oh, yeah. Many terabytes. Petabytes, probably.
All right, we're coming up on 45 minutes from the release of the deploy switches. So for the video record at 2300 and 3 seconds, it will be 45 minutes from the release of the deploy switches, and we will satisfy the requirement that we have no deployments or no transmissions before that time. And there it is. You know, I got a feeling that it's a good thing nothing happened because the SDR quit recording, but by the time we got there. So I'm turning off the GoPro for a minute. When we get to 50, I'll turn it back on. Hey, did I just screw that up?
Yeah, you took it a minute early.
You can speak right up. Not only that, but Word went away. I wonder why. Fortunately, I woke up just in time to get a grab.
Yep. No, you'll have 50 in a minute.
I did take another shot of it at about 45 and 45 or something, so.
Yep. Proves the same thing.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, it's going to get fun here. I'll be right back. Turn on the video just in case. I'm back. We're coming up on 50, hey? In about a minute. This time I'll get it right.
Yep, 1 minute.
So we'll, you can see the clock, correct?
Yes.
So I'll just say the seconds because of the delay. You'll know the minute from the clock.
Yep.
When we have the transmit antenna, and the same for the receive antenna, and then we've got a couple minutes, of course, for the transmission, but we can do the same thing there, I guess.
15 seconds.
Roger? I missed it by a second anyway. So.
Close enough. All's well?
All's well. All right, now we'll be
Now it gets interesting.
kind of listening here. That I don't need to start the SDR recording yet. So I'll say what did we go last time, do you remember? It was like 50, it was almost 55, wasn't it? Minutes?
Yeah. It was well into 15-minute, the 5-minute cycle.
Was it just before 55?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay, so we got about 3 more minutes then, maybe. So we will, I'll say burn. I'm going to see if I can also see the seconds when it starts to beep. Nah, we don't need to see the seconds. I'll just say burn when it starts to do the burn, just so you know, and then I'll give the seconds for the transmit antenna.
Okay.
This is so exciting. I mean, it really is, you know, it's kind of. Okay, we're expecting the antennas to deploy any minute now.
Watch your leg.
Thank you. If you heard all that chair scooting, that's what that was about. I don't have the genes to protect me anymore. So. Might have to try to take a screenshot in the middle of this. $55 and all is well. Burn. Mark at 7 seconds. It's probably actually 6. Mark at 18 seconds.
Roger.
I want to see if I can hear the IHU boot. Mark at 42 seconds. So we should be about 2 minutes away from a beacon. So 13, 15, and 42 seconds or so. That went swell. That was sweet.
Yep, that was good.
will do that.
area comes in.
I will do a screen, print screen as well. This is, and you should be able to hear it from the scanner, I hope. So what did I say? 15 and 15. What time did I say? 15 and 42 or something?
1342.
Yeah, so 15:42 will be about the time of the transmission. Okay.
Yep.
So we got about 1 minute. I think I'll try to have the SDR sharp record. I think I'll take a wild guess and start it at 15 and 30 seconds. Hopefully capture the whole thing. If I can keep my wrist strap from getting tangled with the antenna. I'm going to take it off. Remind me to put it back on in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start the recording. Mark.
RadFxSat Fox-1
All right. I don't know when it started because the damn SDR sharp didn't pick it up.
I got 1557 at your clock.
When she spoke, we need to back off 5 seconds, so whatever it was.
Alright, 57 minus 552. 1552.
That sounds about right. 2 minutes and 10 seconds after the IHU started up. So there we have. Why isn't the SDR sharp seen? Gosh, what a bummer.
Ran out of memory?
No, it wasn't a matter of not recording it. It didn't show up at all. It didn't see the signal at all. So I'm going to try something real quick. And put the antenna back on it, see if it sees it with the antenna. About another 30-35 seconds, huh?
Yep.
I wonder if because it was so strong last time that I came in here and turned down the gain on the SDR sharp or the hack RF and wound up to compensate for the antenna. So when I took the antenna off, it couldn't hear anything. There it is. I did.
Yep.
RadFxSat Fox-1
Okay. So we'll stop the video. What else? What's the next step?
Stop the video and just record the elapsed time from the data we have.
That's
The
it?
deployable antenna releases and the transmission. That's it.
No,
Calculating that now.
no put the RBF in or anything like, no steps like that. Huh?
Yeah, it doesn't say so.
Okay.
Good point though. It doesn't care. It's got all the data it needs.
That's true. We're done. You know, I mean, It went like a dream. It went like a dream.
Just as planned.
Video is off. I'll take that and download all that tomorrow, I suppose. We can, and I can pick out from the video, like I said, I think when the transmit antenna deploys, I said 7 seconds, but it was actually 6 by the time you react, you know. The next number you see is what you say.
Yep, so 1306.
Which
1318.
1306 is like exactly, almost exactly 58 minutes from the bounce, isn't it? That's cool.
RadFxSat, Fox-1
I love to hear her talk. That's a good sign. So that was the day in the life test. The day in the life test itself is achieved at 45 minutes when the antennas did not deploy and the transmitter had not been active. For our purposes, we saw that the timer ran for greater than 50 minutes, which is what we want, and that the antennas both did deploy as they're supposed to, and then the transmission began as well as it was supposed to. And it all happens in just a little bit shy of an hour. I think the first transmission was probably, what, an hour and a minute or something, 61 minutes. So that's the day in the life test. Now we'll take the satellite. With the antennas deployed, we can do some more testing with the transmitter, receiver, commands, and some other things, and we'll pick up on that tomorrow or whenever. Have a good night.